Yeah, hi. My name is Rick. I'm a tea lover. I study tea. I look into tea. About nearly 8 years. So I'm trying to give a concept to everyone in Singapore. Personally, I'm a Singaporean. Okay, to make sure to have a healthy lifestyle. Okay? In the whole world, the best privilege of all is tea. It's so natural and it contains the highest level of antioxidants. But just make sure end of the day or beginning of the day a cup of tea to enhance your body, to detox your whole body. Tea is in ancient is herbs. Okay, very beginning, 2,000 years ago, Chinese doctor they use tea as herbs to help people have a stomach acid problem, or people having high fever, or having some unknown illness. So tea initially used it as herbs, then it started to transfer to become a dishes. Okay, something like we say the longjing rice. Okay, or people can prep tea leaf and fry like a kangkong. Then in the recent decades, when people Chinese are getting richer and lives are getting better, they brew tea. No more consuming, no more eating. That's why tea become a hot beverage. Because honestly, in tea, when, for example, I see someone brewing the tea, he or she, the way she brew, I can averagely tell out her character or his character. Yeah. So tea is depends on your mood. It's just like a chef. If the chef that day don't have a good mood, even a simple fried rice, he can't even cook well. Most important thing is it will help you train your personality. You will become more patient people and your foresight is better. I remember 7 years ago when I saw a tea master in China. Whoever pass him the tea, he just have a sniff, he will tell you what exactly the tea is. That is so impressive. In Singapore, I believe even like me last time, if you pass me a oolong, I won't even know it's a oolong. Okay, but now I'm able to tell you what kind of tea is it and how do we brew it. But in Singapore, honestly, the most common misconception is people like to eat and drink tea at the same time. It's actually totally wrong. Okay? You're actually hurting yourself. Okay? But tea is supposed to help you enhance your digestion. But you have to drink tea after a good rest for about 30 minutes to 1 hour after your main meal. So don't consume tea and eat at the same time. Honestly, in the whole world, there's only 6 main types of tea, like you say. It's actually start from green, white, yellow, oolong, black, and dark. All these are classified under their degree of fermentation. Okay? It's not about their pure color. Yeah. Because the Western they look at color, that's why they give you a color code for the tea. But in Chinese, we are determined because according to their fermentation level. Okay, I will try to divide it according to the tea. Okay, for example, green tea is basically for repel radiation. Yeah, that's why the Japanese developed green tea. Then yellow tea and white tea is about the same function, only yellow tea is a recent product. Okay. The vitamin and the health benefit is a bit similar like white tea. It's more on facial, improve your complexion, whitening effect. That's why a lot of white tea, and the name of white tea is ladies tea. Then we come about oolong. Oolong is the nickname for oolong is slimming tea. So people who want to have more slimming effect will go for oolong. Black tea is more for blood circulation and warming up stomach. That's why a lot of people can drink black tea in the morning. And last of all is dark tea. Dark tea to me is the best among the all 6 types of tea because it helps you to neutralize your stomach and at the same time it contains the least of caffeine compared to all 6 kinds of tea. That's why dark tea, for health benefit, dark tea is the best. My favorite tea will be raw pu'er. The reason why because it has the stronger taste among all tea. But once you touch raw pu'er, the rest of the tea, if you try to drink, you'll find it it won't have that kind of punchy or that kind of aroma that you are looking for. So try not to go to the stage of Whirlpool. After you have tried all tea, then you go for Whirlpool. I have a lot of type of tea, and some of tea are not for selling because it's more for collection. And the more expensive I have is a raw dark tea. It will cost around averagely about 260 this, or we call it tea cake. Yes. Okay. For example, for in the morning with empty stomach, only two types of tea you can consume. One is a black and one is a dark. And the dark tea must be a cooked tea, not a raw type. So these are the two tea that you can drink throughout the day. As for oolong, the best timing is after lunch. Okay, same like white tea, green tea. Green tea is more for refreshing. Then when you hit evening time, same, you go back all the way to dark tea because it can contain the less caffeine. Or some people drink it, you can't get to sleep. We don't count by volume of water. Okay, we count by the weightage of tea. Averagely per person, beginner, no more than 6 grams per day. Okay, for guys, it's quite effective. You can tell that if you, for example, green tea, if you consume more than 6 grams per day, you will find that your tooth leg are really weak. Yeah, that's how we can tell the signal if you overconsume. We offer on site traditional tea demonstration and some short courses, but course will be conducted in the office. Because last time we used to conduct in the tea cafe, we are still looking for a place to reopen a cafe. And basically, most of the customers can just text me or WhatsApp me any question. I will try my best to answer. Don't drink the wrong tea. Okay, a lot of people they will tell you, ask me how about Earl Grey, how about morning breakfast tea. Honestly, to me, all are fake tea. Okay, this kind of, for example, lychee, oolong, you can't see a lychee inside. So actually, they add flavoring inside. This kind of tea is more for once a while for fun. You can't really drink it because you are actually consuming the flavoring. People will tell you it's a natural extract, but to me, it's still a chemical. It's still a flavoring. So just go for pure tea.